YouTubers? Mike Martin's here. Mike Martin's channel. Just hanging out here in the back storage room of my store in downtown. And the neighbor back here is playing some heavy duty bass and shaking my walls and shaking the products on the walls. I asked him if he could lower it. He told me to get off his property, so oh well, what are you gonna do? Anyways, I got a really, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's pretty good. Anyways, I got a good article here. It was sent to me by 3 times, and it was sent to me last time this morning. So I'm like, I'm gonna read this to you guys. It's a really good one, and let me grab my seat here so I don't make anyone dizzy. All hell is gonna break loose in Vancouver. Ex-traders real estate forecast. So you got a guy in the stock market that forecasts trends he forecasts the trends in the markets and then understands what's happening, right? A retired trader predicts that the value of some Vancouver homes will dip as much as 80%. That's impossible. How is that even possible? Let's keep going. A man who's made millions as a short seller on Wall Street is betting against the odds. Has turned his sights from the U.S. economy to Vancouver real estate. Look at that, eh? Former trader Marc Cohodes spent decades betting against the housing bubble before they burst. Now he has his eye and his money on a local housing market, and he has a warning for homeowners and first-time buyers. It's gonna blow to complete and utter smithereens, Cohodes predicts. I think the market will probably top in the spring of 2016, and I think all hell is going to break loose in Vancouver in 2017. Cohodes is so confident in his prediction that he's betting against one of Canada's biggest alternative mortgage lenders, forecasting a housing crash similar to the one in south of the border in 2008. I witnessed the same of the U.S. fiasco here, and I said to myself, if I ever see it again, I should speak out louder than I did. And he told CTV's Sarah McDonald. So this time he's speaking out, and his predictions are drastic. Now, this gentleman here doesn't understand in Canada, they could implement laws to prevent the housing crash to happen. They could bring in 5 million immigrants in here with that have money to want to immigrate to Canada. Okay, we got a bunch of homes for sale. Buy them, Or they could change the law saying if you want to live in Canada, you need to buy a house. So that gets all the people basically with money in the country. So that want to leave their home country. So the Canada, I noticed, could set laws up. Set up down payment help like they did with the province, how they're helping first-time home buyers by helping them with the down payment. It's on a previous video I did for you guys. But let's continue. Let's see what he's got to say here. Cohodes, who is now retired from trading, predicts all of Metro Vancouver's multi-million-dollar homes will see their value plummet as much as 50 to 80%. He noted that recent numbers already suggest a dip between 15 and 20% in some areas. A Vancouver area economist who spoke to CTV earlier this month about the dip in prices are detached homes says sellers may see another drop, but Cohodes' dire prediction is unrealistic. Tom Davidoff, who predicts the dip of 15% when the foreign buyers tax was introduced in Metro Vancouver in the summer, says homeowners may see their property values fall another 15 in 2017. That could absolutely happen, he said. Now, once again, the reason why we didn't have a crash in 2008 with the rest of the United States is because Canada had a lot of different measures in place at the time. Canada had a lot of the stress test back in 2007, 2008. If you wanted a mortgage back in that time, the stress test was very tough to get any real estate. Another thing you had to take into consideration was there wasn't a lot of foreign investing around that time in 2008, 2007, 2008. So you got to keep those considerations in mind. Now things have changed a lot since 2008. Canada should have gone down with the U.S. to create some sort of a correction in the housing. But we never did, and Australia didn't either. Australia looked at the crash overseas and was like, come on, why can't it happen here and help the people that, support, help the people, it's got to go down, it's got to go down. It's like any other investment, any other market. It's like any other prediction that happens. You know what I'm saying? Let me continue here. I'm blabbling for nothing. Let me continue here. In previous interview, the associated professor of UBC's Sauder School of Business said sales have been slow since the tax started, and the prices are trickling down as a result. I think we could see the market is facing very significant headwinds. They use headwinds a lot. I mean, what's the deal? Is everyone driving a convertible or something? We have foreign buyers tax hitting on an important part of the market. We've got new qualification rules for mortgages coming down for lower-end buyers, he said in December 5th. But he cautioned that the market is hard to predict, especially in interest rates rising south of the border. If Canadian rates follow, and some have, it could push prices down even further across the country. And BC Real Estate Association says factors like foreign buyers tax could fuel the drop in demand in sales. It hasn't already hit yet, but we expect it to really start taking a bite out of sales in 2017, said BCREA, a British Columbia real estate blah blah blah. Economist Brendan Algmundson, sorry if I butchered your name. He estimates that the number of sales to dip 20% and the average home price to decrease by 8%. The latest November releases by the Real Estate Board in Greater Vancouver, published on December 2nd, shows that the sales in November were down 0.9% compared to the previous month. The data has slowed sales in November 7.6%, lower than the 10-year average for the month. The benchmark price of residential property types for the month was $908,000, down 1.2% from October, but up 20.5% from November of the last year. Numbers for December and the year-end totals will likely be released next week. The forecasted price decreases have some recommending both buyers and sellers to be cautious, entering a market that could quickly change. And I've been preaching this for like 5-6 years. I've been preaching this since 9 years ago, since I moved here. 10 years ago since I moved here. There's so much uncertainty over prices heading in Vancouver, Davidoff said, while the others suggest first-time buyers hold off on making a purchase entirely. Don't buy, Cohodes advised. Cohodes is the guy at the beginning of the article, the real estate, the guy who hedges against things that take losses. And I'm telling you straight out, guys, there will be a crash. And the problem is there's a lot of underlying things that happen. They're going to do everything in their power to prevent this from happening. But the question is, you see, we cannot factor in calculations. When I'm looking at the trends in the housing market, I cannot calculate outside laws that just get thrown in, that it's hard to speculate. Because when we're speculating and we're looking at the trends, once they start bringing in outside equations that are not into your region of what you're doing, you're looking at the housing prices. Okay, it should dip here, it should dip here. Okay, you're looking like it's going to go down 40% in the next year to 6 months, or 6 months to it, whatever. You're looking at it. Then the government says, oh, okay, by the way, we're doing this and we're doing that and we're implementing this free down payment support. And that's not in our equations. So it kind of bandages the problem for longer. So it doesn't happen right just yet, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know I don't know if there's gonna be any quick last minute decisions or quick last minute moves by the banks or HMAC or the government, or what they're gonna do, because they want to do, at all costs, they don't want this crash to happen. But unfortunately, governments got involved in housing. You got all these different regions of different government levels getting involved with the housing. And 30 years ago, this was never a problem. You would buy your house, you would move in, you'd pay $300,000, $200,000 for your house. You do your thing. Now the $300,000 house is $3 million. So, and then people say, yeah, well, Vancouver's not for poor people. No, it's people don't want to spend $3 million on a house that's worth 300,000, and that's what you call bang for your buck. Anyways, guys, comment below. I'll leave a link to the article. Let me know what you guys think. Sorry, I'm just kind of out of it today. Today's New Year's. Happy New Year's, guys. And tonight's it's New Year's Eve, so tonight I'm gonna be having some champagne with the family. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think. Bye.